Hi everybody, it's Mark from the Rambling Toffee Podcast. Today I just decided to do this video just to ask a question really. But the first thing before I ask that question, I want to thank everybody who has listened to the podcast over the last few months. It's been ever so much appreciated. And thanks to everybody who's actually shared the podcast and reposted it, and the feedback and everything else that has been absolutely overwhelming from my point of view. It's been amazing. When I first started doing the podcast, or my decision to actually do this, was because I'm not a wordsmith, so trying to tweet or my views on Everton, the way they're performing, the way the club's going at that when I first originally started it, I just thought, well, why don't I just rant about it, or as I now obviously being called the Rambling Toffee. I just thought, well, it's a good place. Why don't I just let it out, get it out of my system? So that's when I started to do it, and when I shared it with all the fellow Blues out there who follow me and I follow them, they have been gracious to actually listen to my podcast, give me some feedback, help me out, how to spread or share the podcast, not just through social media or other channels, but different ways like that. And it's been very, very overwhelming. I'm very humbled by it. And over the period of time since I started it, and each week I've done a different episode or anything that I've tried differently, my listeners, you guys, the viewers, the listeners out there who took the time to listen to me just ranting on and rambling on for half an hour. Just me, there's nobody else, to interact with. It's been, really, really wonderful to hear people saying, just keep on going, keep on doing what you do. And I want to. When I did that originally, it wasn't, I wanted to share my views to everybody else because, and just what people wanted to think about. What I thought about how the club are being run and how the team are playing and everything else everything that goes along with supporting Everton Football Club. Not just that, including the stadium, but and so it just grew week in, week out. And for me, it got to a point I was starting to think to myself, can I grow this even further? Can I do more with this? I started to think more ideas. Well, how can I grow my audience? How can I take it to the next level and everything else? And but it came from you guys just listening to my podcast and what you thought about it. It gave me that little bit of a boost and a bit of confidence, thinking, oh, I could do something like this. I can create content. I can create podcasts. If I can do that, I can do anything really, innit? So yes, it became like week in, week out. And when I started to see the numbers grow with the listeners, you guys listening to my podcast, it started to play in my head and thinking, what can I do next? How can I grow this even further to the next level, to a point where, at the moment, I'm just a bit of a personal thing before I move on with the question I'm going to ask is, personally, I work part-time. I was full-time, but I'm working part-time now because I have a condition called Meniere's disease, which causes me to be dizzy and hearing loss and tinnitus, which is ringing in my ear, and it's unpredictable in its nature, so I have to reduce my hours of work and everything else. And in the time when I am feeling all right, like on a Monday when I do a recording for the podcast, I'm doing it when I'm feeling okay myself to do so. But when I'm doing that podcast, as I've mentioned, I enjoy it, especially when we're winning football matches. It's even better. I don't know if I enjoy when we're winning, the team's winning and everything else, like we currently are at the moment, or I'm actually enjoying having a right good moan and right good rant about the way the club's being run and everything else at the moment. So, yeah, I've always been appreciated, and thank you for anybody, again, I keep on mentioning, reposting and, sharing the content that I'm creating. It's just me talking for half an hour about Everton Football Club, and that's all it is really, and I want to do it more, and it will continue week in, week out, because you guys are listening to it, so listening to me, and that's why I continue to do it. If I was getting a couple of listens a week, just doing it, then I would just give up and I wouldn't do it anymore. But the fact is that I'm growing an audience, growing, that I need to do, and I feel, well, I need to do more with this, and I think I can actually extend it more. So at the moment, what my plan is and what I want to do is that I want to create a second show titled The Rambling Toffee Extra. So the purpose of this, purpose of this episode or this show that I'll develop is through using Zoom, and it'll be interacting with you, the fan base. I'll invite people on, or one or two people, or one person to come on. I'll invite them on to the podcast and just discuss everything about Everton. I'll discuss about, what prompted you to become an Evertonian, talk about the stadium, talk about anything really that's Everton related, and just really have a good time. It's a little bit different from just me rambling on about the Blues. It'd be nice to speak to you guys out there about, supporting Everton, your favourite moment, least favourite moment, all sorts of things. It's just, that's what I want to create, that type of show, where it's not just me interviewing, because at the end of the day, I'm not a journalist. I'm not, at the end of the day. And yes, I'll start off with asking questions, but at the end of the day, what I want to do is a nice, relaxed chat about everything that is Everton Football Club. And that's what I want to create. The Rambling Toffee Podcast will always be there, and that will continue on till the day I die, probably. Well, I don't know how long we keep it going. But with this idea, this second episode, as you can guess, I'm using Zoom. But also, I want to do better editing of the podcasts themselves, better quality. I want a website as well. So at the moment, I use WordPress, which has basically got my links on it. If you ever go on my profile page on Twitter, you can see it on there. There's links to Apple Podcasts and links to Spotify, and places, where you can, find me. But what I want to do is to have a domain, an actual website where it'll be easier for you guys to. I will share as per normal, like I normally do when I share my podcasts. But basically, you can click on the link where it'll be, and you'll be able to find me, find where the podcasts are, that way incline, and so forth. That's what I want to do. Zoom is one of those things where it's a piece of software you get 40 minutes for free, where you can chat to whoever in a meeting mode, and you can record it, and I can put it as an audio and attach it to Spotify or Apple, and enable me to put that content out for you guys to listen to. So as you can guess, but what I would like to do, because it's only 40 minutes, but I would like to do, if I'm talking to you or talking to anybody, I want it to flow, and I don't need to stop at 40 minutes and go, oh, right, okay, we'll stop it, and then I have to go back in again and then do a second meeting with that same person. I'd rather it to flow and to end at the right, when it needs to end, and in a nice way. It makes it easier for me to edit and easier for me to actually put it together the way I want to. But as you can guess, by having for an hour, say if I was having a chat for an hour, it costs. And it's a question that I've been thinking about for a while, and it's just asking a question that I want to do this. It's not just about, I want better audio equipment, so I can actually do better editing, and using Zoom as well. I can, pay a subscription to that, so of course it costs money. So the question I'm going to ask you guys out there, I'm looking for sponsorship, basically. I don't know what amount of money it'll be, if it's £1, a couple of quid, whatever. If you want to, if you like listening to my content, listening to my shows, and you would like me to advertise your business or advertise any businesses out there, charities, you name it, anything out there that if want me to advertise and put over, I will do that on the show. So on both my current shows and the new show that I will develop. So when they are out, so when I'm speaking, talk about the Blues, I will say thank you for the sponsors today of whoever it may be. So if you would like to contribute, at the moment, I will think more about this and think what would be the right sum of money. What that money will do, it will enable me to grow the podcast further and take it to the next level. Take it to where I want to take it, wherever that may be. I want to grow it as far as I possibly can, and I want to make it a success, because the one main thing that I will take with this is that I enjoy talking about Everton Football Club, and I want to interact with you guys more and more. I will go back to the Rambling Toffee podcast and mention that I did one podcast through Zoom when I did a free trial, and spoke to Tom from the Long Island Toffee podcast. Long Island Toffee's supporters club over in America, and we chatted for that, and it was such a great chat about Everton Football Club, how he became a fan, how he set up the supporters group and everything else like that, and it was just really, really good to do, and I want to do more of that. But if you can help in any way, also can you give me any pointers what will be the best way of going about it? I've looked at subscription based, I've looked at GoFundMe, I've looked at different ways that I can see if you guys who listen to my podcast and give me the great feedback, if you can, what you think is the best way for me to go forward, because it's new to me, and this is something I've never thought I would ever do, is ask that question. Because what I would like to do is just to make the two episodes that I'll do a week, they may become free, you never know. But the 2 episodes that I want to continue doing, I want to make it free for everybody to listen to. You know, I don't want it to become a charge. That's why I don't want it to happen that way. But if there's anybody out there that would willingly sponsor my podcast, I will willingly advertise and put your business out there into a wider spectrum with my followers and people, you know, who follow me on X and anywhere else, and I'll do everything I possibly can to get it out there, because people do listen to my podcast and do see my tweets. So anything like that, I will do as best I possibly can to do that. And if you can contribute, whatever it may be, to help me to take this further, then it'll be absolutely fantastic. Subscription, I could do that, but it's one of those questions that, you know, what do you think? Do you think that, you know, what you listen to, would you be willing to contribute a couple of quid a month just for me rambling on in one podcast and then doing another new show that'll enable me to grow my podcast further and take it to where I want to take it? Let me know the description below. It will be absolutely fantastic. Any kind of feedback would be perfect. Anyway, that's all it was. Again, I want to thank everybody for not subscribing, just basically listening to my Rambling Toffee podcast. Thank you very much for that. I do appreciate it. It's been really, really amazing. That's something I just thought I'd do for a bit of fun, and I can still do it for fun. And I really enjoy it. Actually, it's getting people actually enjoy listening to it. So I'm quite, really, really surprised. I'm humbled by it, and I just hope I can take it to the next level, or where I can take it and grow it to where I want it to go. It's always been appreciated. You guys out there who've decided, I'll listen to Rambling Toffee podcast. I really like it, and comment on it and help me to actually realise, I can do something that I've never thought I would really do before. So yes, so if you can give me your feedback below, it'll be absolutely fantastic. Let me know. It's in my head. It's developing it further, and I want to take it to the next level. But it's down to you. What do you think? Do you think a subscription is a good thing to do? Is it worth just looking at sponsorship? Is it worth looking at in Patreon? That's another way of subscribing, which will be month to month. It means that money will come into me, and then I will reinvest it into the second podcast, and also the podcast that I currently do. So to reinvest it and actually get it better quality, get it better out there, get more people wanting to listen, and that's the main thing. And just, at the end of the day, we all want a good rant about Everton Football Club, and when they do well, like they did last, West Ham win, and last night against Burnley, which was an absolutely fantastic result, and hopefully we might get to the semi-final. You never know, we got an opportunity to get quite far in the League Cup. So long may it continue. And when it's positive like that, I will do podcasts that are going to be positive and really out there about the team, which is all I really want to talk about is the team and the way the team's playing and where we're going with the club, with the team. Nothing. I don't really like talking about other things about the club. I like talking about the stadium, of course, because it's flying up there like a rate of knots. And I'll talk about positive things. That's what I want to talk about more and more, not the negative stuff that, seems to be a weekly occurrence with me sometimes. But that's just the way the football club is currently, and it's just the way that, what's on my mind at that moment in time. Anyway, I ramble on, as I tends to be. So if you can, give me your views, give me your opinions, what you think is the best way forward for me. I do want to grow the podcast, grow a new show and take it as far as I want to take it. But it's not without you guys. And if you can help in any way possible, that'll be absolutely fantastic. So on that note, again, thank you very much for listening to my podcasts. Long may it, let's hope it can grow and grow and grow and take it further. So thank you again. I'll speak to you on the next podcast, which is on Monday. Everybody have a good day. And I'll speak to you soon. This is Mark from the Rambling Toffee, signing off. Right, take care. Bye-bye.